and welcome to The Guide. I'm Yo.
I am Will. We are here to present game reviews from Christian dudes.
And sometimes movie reviews, too. We'll get to one of those actually at the end of today's program. First, we want to start off with the PlayStation Network debacle.
PlayStation Network has been down since April 20th, 9 days ago, because it was hacked.
Right, and Sony is coming after those guys. They believe this was a criminal intrusion. They are going to be pressing charges. They are actively searching for these people. So hackers, lock your doors. But if someone knocks and they want information, you better share, because Sony's angry. They need your help to catch these guys.
I would be pretty terrified if I was the person that hacked into Sony right now.
I think I would be too, because they are coming after them with the full force of the law.
But
that's Judge Dredd, just in case you didn't know.
Anyway, I would be pretty upset if I was a Sony Network user, but thankfully I rock the Xbox, so...
Right, yeah, I think the biggest thing to come out of this will be the damage to Sony's reputation.
Totally.
Xbox Live users are doing a lot of ha-ha,
yes.
And I don't know how they're going to be able to recover from this. They are looking at reimbursements, which I think they have to do for so many things online, and they're looking at other things like giving people credit reports for 2 years so they can check their credit rating. Now, Sony said that credit card information may not have been compromised. They have no information, no evidence that it was, because that information was encrypted. However, personal information was not.
Yeah, if you were an account holder on the PSN network, they got your address, your email, your birth date, your login info for
any of that personal info that you had there. Which, by the way, you shouldn't have a bunch of that on your account in info anyway, which I don't on Xbox Live. But whatever you had there, they got your personal information. There's going to be a firmware update coming from Sony where you will have to change your password for the PlayStation Network. They're moving everything to a new, more secure area. And that's going to take a while, so maybe May 3rd it'll be back up. It could take longer.
Yeah, they're on their website, they have no specific return date. They said hopefully within a week.
So we'll see what happens with that. Now there's a class action lawsuit being filed against Sony because of this.
Yeah.
There's just going to be a lot of fallout from this.
And even though there's no proof that credit card info has been stolen or has not, Sony's still encouraging everybody to keep close tabs on their bank accounts, to get a credit report, and all this stuff, which is kind of scary, because if I was one of those consumers, be like, hey, that's not cool that I have to follow up on all of this stuff because I was playing on your gaming network.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how Sony's going to fix this situation or repair their reputation. They got a lot of work ahead of them when it comes to fixing this whole PlayStation Network debacle. And as I said, they are coming after the people who did this with as much force as they can muster. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
And Sony is also saying that if you're contacted by email, through home mail, by anything appearing to be the Sony network asking for personal information, don't give it to them, because Sony clearly states that they won't contact you through any of those mediums.
There's a lot of phishing scams going on with this right now, so something else to be aware of, and just a lot of headaches for PlayStation Network owners. And speaking of playing online, if you own a PlayStation 3 right now, you can't play Mortal Kombat online. But you know what? That may be a good thing.
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Okay, how are we going to look at it?
Mortal Kombat. All right, I'd say this new Mortal Kombat is the best as far as gameplay and strategy use for all the Mortal Kombat series, but it's also the violent, the most gory Mortal Kombat I've experienced. The fatalities are just off
gruesome.
The charts.
Yeah, they're amazingly gruesome.
They caused me to hold my breath a couple times and like, really? That's never happened to me in Mortal Kombat before, because I don't know, I guess the graphics, everything just looks a little bit more real.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is pretty cool. If all that aside, and you consider the M rating for the game,
it is an M.
At least
capital M.
At least 17 and under should not. But I don't know. I'm 22 and I'm still questioning whether or not I should play it anymore.
I'm questioning whether you should be playing.
But it's cool because in the actual fighting, there is strategy, a little bit of strategy involved, because you can't just use the same attack over and over. You have to use a combination of kicks and punches. You have to hit your opponent on all parts of the body to be the most effective in the game. Overall, I'd want to give the Mortal Kombat a 4 out of 7, just because it is pretty hard to watch with all the brutal blood, guts,
Intestines
brain,
being ripped out and wrapped around people,
bones.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's nasty.
And that's part of like normal attacks too.
Yeah.
So
normal.
4 out of 7 for Mortal Kombat.
Moving on to something a little less violent. Portal 2, my new favorite game. It's funny, it's witty, it has amazingly intelligent and sharp writing. The puzzles are awesome. I have so much fun solving the puzzles. And the co-op is amazing. It's a game that you don't play with someone. Like you're sitting in the same room or you're in the same lobby and you're playing the same game, but you don't really have to do much with each other.
Right.
You have to work together in this to solve the puzzles. It forces you to do that, and it makes it a lot of fun, which is why it's a bummer that PlayStation owners can't play it online, because it's amazing. So it is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed playing Portal 2. It is so funny, and I would give it a 6 out of 7. The only kind of downside, the graphic issues, and a couple little bugs are in there that I've noticed, but other than that, it is a fantastic game.
And it sounds like it, because this is the first game I've heard you walking around the office even quoting.
Oh yeah,
lines
I've got him quoting it like it's a movie, but it's that funny. It really is that funny, and it also, you know, the whole solving puzzle issue gets people thinking about, you know, solving the puzzles of life. We're all presented with those, and in fact, the biggest puzzle is that of eternity, and a lot of people think they can work that out on their own. You know, that's what you're supposed to do in the game, work out the puzzles on your own. There are some puzzles we can't solve on our own. Eternity is one of those, and that's why God sent Jesus Christ to die on a cross and rise from the dead, so that he could solve that puzzle of eternity for us. Through Christ, that puzzle's taken care of. We can't solve it on our own. So something we can discuss with people.
It's definitely something I'm grateful for, because I've never been that great at puzzles.
That would be one you'd have a hard time with. And then finally, our movie review for this week, Fast 5. For those of you who are fans of the Fast and the Furious,
like this guy.
This guy right here, you're going to get a nice payoff. The character stories kind of come to some interesting conclusions. Nothing deep, but these movies aren't known for their deepness.
Well, I have to speak for myself and probably most of the Fast and Furious fans out there. We're not fans of it because we really like the movie.
Because you don't like character
or
development
the lines.
or stories that make sense.
We just like the cool car chases, and that's pretty much what it always brings to the table.
Yeah, this is like someone watched me when I was playing with my Hot Wheels as a kid, and they decided to make a movie out of it. I mean, that's what, that's what it's like. There's two things that I wanted to see from the trailer. Vin Diesel and The Rock fighting each other, and it's as awesome as I thought it was going to be. And it's kind of like G.I. Joe or Dukes of Hazzard. You know, the violence has very little consequence, no gore. It's kind of goofy. And then the Dodge Chargers pulling that vault through the streets. An amazing car chase sequence. Again, the movie doesn't disappoint. Is the movie good? No, it's dumb. It really is. It's just dumb. Is it fun? Yes, it is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. But you have fun only if you take this part of your head, the brain, and leave it at the door. Don't think about anything. You'll ruin it.
And don't take it with you afterwards, because chances are your car isn't going to be able to do whatever the cars in the movie do.
And they have a big disclaimer at the end of the movie not to try any of those things. But again, the one thing that got me thinking about this movie that kind of bugged me is that you're cheering for the bad guys. It's like Ocean's 11 or the Italian Job, where, you know, people actually cheered at our screening when the bad guys got their money and whatever. And I was thinking, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, I had fun, but I didn't feel like cheering for these guys, because they are the bad guys. They're not as bad as the badder guys.
Badder.
But they're still bad guys. You know, in Isaiah chapter 5 warns us not to call good evil or evil good. And movies like this confuse that issue. The Bible is very black and white, and that's good for us to be that black and white, because we know exactly where we stand.
Definitely.
Movies like this kind of muddle that, and that's just going to cause problems. But again, gives us something that we can discuss with people. So if you want to read more about Fast 5...
What would you rate it?
Oh yeah, what would I rate it? I would actually give it a 5 out of 7, because I did have so much fun. There wasn't as much racy, lewd stuff in there. Yeah. Basically the trailers, that's all you're going to see so far as the racing material. Not the racing, but the racy. And yeah, so 5 out of 7. A full review at HollywoodJesus.com. Also an interview with the director of Hoodwink 2. And yeah, a bunch of stuff. Check it out, HollywoodJesus.com.
All right, any more questions, comments, email us. I'm Will at m88.org. And
Johan at CalvaryABQ.org. And we'll see you next time.